Hey, good morning. I'm Patricia Murphy. It's Friday. This is Seattle Now. This week, Sunday, is one of the biggest days in Seattle sports history, so get ready to cheer on the Seahawks. Washington's breweries say February is just as tough as dry January, and Costco is being sued for mislabeling their $5 rotisserie chicken. Factal editor Joe Veyera and Simply Seattle's Danny Ball are here to break down the week ahead of the big game. But first, let's get you caught up. Seattle bars and restaurants are expected to be packed Sunday for Super Bowl 60 when the Seahawks seek their revenge on the New England Patriots. The stakes are high. The Seattle Times reports the Westie Sports Bar is requiring customers to buy a $75 gift card in advance in order to get a seat. Pagliacci Pizza told the paper they do twice as much business during the Super Bowl compared to a normal Sunday, and the company says more than 400 employees are scheduled to work. We've been hearing a lot this week about the so-called millionaires tax proposed by Democrats in the Washington state legislature. Well, your first chance to weigh in is this afternoon at 1:30. The state Senate is holding a public hearing, which will stream live on TVW. But if you want to comment, you may have to be patient. As of yesterday, more than 41,000 people had signed up to speak, either for or against the income tax. And there's a celebration of life tomorrow for renowned historian Quintard Taylor. He was a longtime professor at the University of Washington and founded blackpast.org. He passed away in September. He was 76. Saturday's celebration is at New Beginnings Christian Fellowship in Kent. It starts at 3. Speakers will include Reverend Carrie Anderson of Seattle's First AME Church and Lieutenant Governor Denny Heck. The celebration is open to the public. Check back for more headlines on tonight's episode of Seattle Now. It's Friday again. How about that weather? Joe Veyera's here. He's an editor at Factal. Joe, nice to see you. Good to have you back.
Great to be back.
Yeah, Danny Ball is here. He runs marketing for local sports merch shop Simply Seattle. He's also the host of the iconic Sonics podcast. Danny, first time. Good to have you here.
First time. Very excited. Thanks for having me.
Should we go easy on him?
This time.
All right.
Won't be so easy next time.
Yeah. All right. Before we dive in, Puxatawny Phil is a dirty liar. It doesn't feel like 6 more weeks of winter right now. Doesn't even feel like we got started. Just a wreck for skiers so far. Temperatures hovered in the 50s this week. We got some sunshine and a taste of what Axios Seattle is calling Springuary. What have you done to soak up some of the sunshine this week? Did you notice your mood shift when the sun came out?
I thought my vitamin D supplements just like I got 2x, but it's this real thing called the sun. It came back out. I've been inside in Super Bowl mode, but I have found moments to go outside, and even if it's just like 2 blocks in the U district, it's like makes all the difference in the world. So yeah.
I didn't even realize it until my mood improved, that it was probably the sun.
Exactly.
That my mood was improving.
Exactly.
What about you, Joe?
The seasonal affective disorder is gone. It's gone. Like, the sun is shining, the birds are chirping. The birds are also probably wondering why it's 60 degrees in February. Yep. They typically have to go south for something like that.
Yeah.
Between that and the Seahawks, like, it's just, we're walking
good.
around with a spring in our step.
That was a great bird segue. I didn't even see what you're doing there. You set it up perfectly.
Right? It's like we all had some kind of Prozac injection.
Yeah.
There's a stark difference here on the West Coast, of course, compared to what's going on in the rest of the U.S. And there's also the fact that Seattle being 60 degrees in February probably has something to do with our changing climate. We're usually pretty starved for sunlight by this point in the year. How do you handle the cognitive dissonance that comes with nice weather like this?
I feel like the second it gets sunny, I go from listening to podcasts like this one to listening to music, and I just want to like dance. And then, so I think if anything, I probably wear myself out a little bit and just really kind of try to use up all my energy. I don't know if I'm great at actually battling the cognitive dissonance. I probably just lean into it and see where it takes me.
Right. Like, I'm pushing down all of those thoughts of like, oh, this is bad for the snowpack and the drought and like what the summer's going to look like. I'm just trying to enjoy it in the moment. I can't control the weather, but I can control making sure I go outside when we have the sun.
That is a really good attitude, because I will enjoy the weather until I start to anxiety spiral about what it means for the sun Summers. So I'm going to stick with you and your advice this week. All right, moving on to the big story this week. Hope you're rocking your Seahawks blue and green. I love it. I love what I'm seeing here. We're just days away from one of the biggest moments in Seattle sports history. And boy, it is a fun distraction right now. Sunday, the Seahawks face off against the New England Patriots in Super Bowl 60. This is the Seahawks' fourth ever Super Bowl trip. Their only win came back in 2014. They made the big game against New England in 2015, and we don't need to talk about that anymore.
I don't think we made the Super Bowl in 2015.
I've never heard about that. I thought they canceled it that year.
All right, temperature check. How are you feeling before the game?
The more and more I hear about how favored we are, the more and more nervous I get. It's not great, you know? So that's where I'm at.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'm feeling pretty good, but ask me again Sunday at about 3 o'clock.
Yeah. This is the kind of anxiety that is actually new for me as a dip-in sports fan, and I have to admit I don't really like it very much. I'm trying to live in the moment right now and be happy for the city. My husband's from Boston, so he's a big Patriots fan, and we are house divided over here. It's probably going to be a pretty chaotic viewing experience because he spent Wednesday afternoon reenacting the last moments of the last matchup. My husband is all over the place during sporting events. He has, rituals. Sometimes I can't be in the room. I'm the jinxer. Sometimes the sound has to be off. It is a whole thing. So I'm curious what is happening in your worlds during the game.
It's so funny. I have had to give up my belief in jinxes and superstitions working at Simply. Like I'll go back to baseball season. I was sitting there watching the Mariners play Toronto, and after they lost, I had to go through like 8 different Photoshop files that I had open that said Mariners to the World Series, ALCS champ. It genuinely, like, I have not
beat it out of you.
Yeah, and like, so that hurts, but we knock on wood all the time in the office, but I've had to give up everything. Like, I used to wear the same shirt as long as they were winning and all that kind of stuff, and I've just kind of had to punt on all of it.
You let it go. go.
And hey, the Mariners made it to the ALCS. They made it further than they've ever gone before, and you didn't jinx that.
Exactly, right. That's a good reminder. Thank you for that.
How do you behave? You're a very even-keeled guy.
I'm really glad that I can give off that impression to everybody.
Me too.
But I think for like the sake of this game and just the confidence that I feel, like I don't think that I'm going to be the one that jinxes it.
Okay.
I will be more than happy to put the blame on somebody else if things go wrong.
Okay. If you plan to be out among the people, bars around the city are prepping for you. The Queen Anne Beer Hall is doing a $100 ticket for all you can eat and drink. Women's sports bar Rough and Tumble is hosting a watch party with a spotlight on Brandi Carlile as she performs America the Beautiful. What is your ideal viewing experience for this huge game?
Full transparency, we work with Queen Anne Beer Hall, so I
thank you for that.
You have plans.
Yeah, I will be there with disposable cameras. I'll be the guy running around shoving a camera in your face, probably. I can't say it's like a chill, big, super fan viewing experience. If you want to hear the commercials and the announcers, like probably not your spot. But if you want to be around a bunch of just like great beer and good food and fun fans, it's a heck of a spot.
Yeah. Do you like being out?
I want to be out in it. I want to be like in like downtown or Pioneer Square, just like somewhere where all of the people are, which is so different than how I handled Game 7 of the ALCS for the Mariners. Like,
really?
Me and my fiance were like, we cannot be out in public. We are too stressed for this moment. And we were really justified in that decision, as it turns out.
Totally.
I don't want to be crestfallen in public in that way, but I think for this game, I'm feeling better about it.
And in total honesty, I'll probably leave. I'll watch Bad Bunny's halftime after the fact, but I will probably leave after the first half to go be in an apartment or an office space because at the end of games, like I said, working them is crazy.
Right.
Mm-hmm. And I just I gotta, I want to hear what's going on. I'm going to be
you're going to have to get in place to do
I'll probably do
your thing.
half and half is my final answer.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Of course, there's got to be this, too, in 2026. A trio of thieves broke into Pro Image Sports Store across from the stadium and stole $50,000 in Seahawks merchandise, which is like, 10 jerseys?
15 jerseys, maybe?
We joke, but these people knew what they were doing. One of the owners told Fox 13 they went for the most popular stuff first, the super nice throwback jerseys. I wonder now, are those Jersey's bad luck.
Cursed.
I am not sure I would want to watch a game in a stolen jersey.
You want to talk about jinxes?
Yeah.
Buying and wearing one of those jerseys.
Yeah, man. So I'm guessing neither of you would buy a stolen jersey.
No, I'm good. I'm good. Yeah.
If you ask some fans, the real thievery here is from the retailer Fanatics, who's under fire for ruining the Super Bowl 60 jerseys. Seahawks and Patriots fans are uniting to complain, according to the Seattle Times, that the $160 price tag is a big sticking point. Fanatics apologized, but the gall, not for the quality of the jerseys, for the availability of our jerseys. They say the Seahawks and Patriots both went on surprise runs this year, and that means they didn't stock up on the jerseys before the season. You know, I wonder if people have been conditioned to pay outrageous prices for these kinds of items because, you know, the garment cost is not comparable.
What's more brazen? The actual theft of those jerseys from the store, or Fanatics saying, we're so sorry that you're not able to buy these awful jerseys that we've made.
The goal!
Like, two wrongs don't make a right, but like, these are both wrongs.
Right. Two rights made an airplane is what my dad would say. But full transparency, we carry some of Fanatics stuff. Again, I have to say that. So I can't trash them too hard. But look, they've had a bunch of controversies. They got killed for the MLB quality of jerseys. Guys' pants were ripping when they were sliding. You could see more than was advertised through the see-through pants. It's hard. I think it's something that I grew up loving. Like, I am fully aware and admit that I'm a lover of things and I like how things feel. And Majestic was the company that had the baseball jerseys before Fanatics, and there was like 3 layers of embroidery on their stuff, and it was just so well made and nostalgic. And so just to see it fall off, it just doesn't hit the same, and it's tough. And I want to wear that stuff. I also, like, as I get older, I have the conundrum with just wearing jerseys at all. I think thankfully, like, the 12 fan jersey is like a very nice in between for like a 30 something that doesn't want to have another guy's name on his back. But so I think it's tough. And like, as the local business that does sell the stuff, like, we're trying to get stuff out as quickly as we can. We're trying to get it to our stores. We're trying to listen to what people want. And it's hard, you know, we're not perfect either. Like I was saying earlier, I got blocked in by the Super Bowl truck dropping off more gear to us that, you know, we're trying to get out as quickly as possible. And to pass that time before I got here, I was just replying to people that were upset on social media about, hey, where's my order? And, you know, we're trying to upgrade people to 1-day shipping and overnight stuff and just whatever we can do, because it's an
important time.
Yeah, it's an important time. And like, we want, like, one guy was in Massachusetts. He's like, I'm the only Seahawks fan at the party and it's not going to get here on time. And so that's where I'm like, you know, it's the fun part of my job is like getting to go to customer service and being like, hey, like, can we overnight this to this guy?
I have noticed this with most clothing items, though. Most of the stuff out there right now feels flimsier. You know, I wonder if it's people who were born after a certain time period who will not know that there once was a 3-ply garment that you did not have to wear a shirt underneath. Like, for real.
I walked past Red Light on my way here, you know? Like, that place is filled with people, they won't know what single stitch is. You know,
it's
lost.
It is wild.
I think you're spot on with that.
I went to a show recently and got like a super cute shirt, and I love it. And I paid a pretty good buck for it, but Lord, it is thin and not, like, I feel like I have to be careful with it. And that's strange to me. We need to quickly follow up on something from last week's Casual Friday, the temporary renaming of Issaquah to 12Issaquah. And no shade to 12Issaquah, but this is how you do it. The city of Hoquiam has temporarily changed its name to Hoquiam through this weekend. I love it. That one really rolls off the tongue.
Shade to 12Issaquah. Shade to 12Issaquah. Hoquiam is how you do it.
Yeah. One more piece of Super Bowl stuff. The morning after, of course, the Seattle Times found a Super Bowl absenteeism survey. 26 million Americans are planning on missing some or all of work on Monday morning, with 5 million calling in sick. All right, Factal and Simply Seattle, cover your ears. Is that going to be you?
This is the best weekend of the year to have a Tuesday to Saturday work schedule like I do.
You don't even have to.
I don't even have to.
Just roll in there.
That's amazing. I will not. I will be running our social media. So hopefully it is the best. I have. Again, Jinx is off the table. I have Goodwill Hunting memes ready to go. Like, I have all these they're just all in a folder. Like, I try to do like 1 or 2 a day before, and so I got tons of stuff. I hope I'm posting all those. I'll be at work. There's a day off in my future somewhere else.
Sure.
Before the World Cup.
You swap that time out later.
Yeah.
I wonder if remote work makes it really impossible to kind of do that Super Bowl thing, you know?
It's a lot tougher than it used to be.
Yeah, too many people can work from home. You can keep your camera off.
Yeah, exactly. Get one of
your
those little
camera
mouse rollers, you know.
Quiet, don't tell them about the mouse rollers.
Sorry.
What do you think a citywide celebration would look like on Sunday? Would it bleed into Monday and to the rest of the week? Like, how does Seattle party? Because
Let's remember how we celebrated the last Super Bowl win, where people were like couches on fire, but then also people like waiting to cross the street, like waiting for the signal.
You were not on frat row.
Oh, I was on frat row that
Smelled
night.
like booze. Do you remember?
It was
the
crazy.
The whole street smelled like alcohol. It was so weird.
It was fun to interview people that night, though, because they didn't know what they were saying.
With the hopeful parade on Wednesday, I think 1.1 million downtown is the projection that I had seen or heard. I'll be there. I'll be there with my disposable cameras and my phone shooting social media stuff. So I'll probably come back soaked in beer and my gear will be ruined, but it'll be worth it for the lifetime of memories.
I hate asking this question. Would it be worse having to come into the office hungover after a win or somber after a loss?
After the loss.
Yeah,
after a loss.
Yeah, screw that.
Yeah.
We're not.
That's actually when it's backwards for me. I'll get the day off if they lose. I'm not even kidding. We'll get the day off if they lose. It happened with the Mariners too. We took the next day off. It's so hard. Like
that's terrible. We don't want that. Nobody wants that. Nobody wants that. If you're planning to drink a beer or two during the Super Bowl game on Sunday, the Washington Brewers Guild thanks you. According to the Guild, Dry January gets a lot of attention from alcohol companies, but February can be just as slow for business. Check this out. Nationally, 66% of breweries experience their slowest months from November to February before St. Patrick's Day, and warmer weather comes in March. So tough month for breweries. Dry January aside, what do you think of this? Do you find yourself drinking less during the fall and winter?
I slowed down. I feel like it's funny. I was shocked to hear that stat starts in November. I would have thought December they're like slammed because of family Christmas parties and holiday parties.
Sure.
Maybe that's just my Irish Catholic family. I definitely taper off a little bit. I switched to Guinness Zeros for a little while there.
Really?
Still wanted to, split the G and have some fun. And it was the first time I ever wandered into NA land was earlier this year. I didn't do full Dry January. So it slowed down a little bit. And then, like all my friends I'll be playing catch up after the Super Bowl if we win. Let's put it that way.
Yeah.
Because I'm working.
Yeah. Well, we talked to the founder of Figurehead Brewing in January last year, and he said Dry January slows down business, but come in and hang out with your friends and try an NA beer. As long as you're still coming out, that works.
Like, I kind of live out the dichotomy of like, sure, I don't drink, but also love the vibe of a dive and a brewery. And I think all of the new NA options have been great.
And hell, they're just as expensive
and it
as
costs
alcohol,
just
so
as
it's
much.
kind
So
of the same thing.
I'm happy to support. I
will say that's like my thing is like when I stop drinking, I feel like I've had a conversation with my mom where she's like, well, that's great. Like you're saving all this money. And I'm like, no, it just gets replaced by sweets and going to the movies and buying myself a shirt. Like I'm not saving that drinking money. It's just going out in a different form.
And some of those NA cocktails are really delicious and kind of fun to drink, but they are really as expensive sometimes as alcohol.
I really enjoy an NA beer, but I draw the line at a $15 juice.
Exactly.
That's what I was going to ask. What are your like NA go-tos as somebody who's started to dabble? But
I usually just drink seltzer and cranberry. I'm that dorky, unless there's something special on the menu that looks fun.
Reuben's has just come out with their Party On line, and I think those have been pretty good.
Nice. Cool.
Yeah. All right, moving on to our next topic. Costco's much beloved $5 rotisserie chicken is the subject of a lawsuit claiming it contains preservatives, despite Costco labeling them otherwise. It's important to remember here, of course, anybody can sue anything. You can say anything in a lawsuit. But also this gem of a headline from the CBC. Costco's beloved rotisserie chicken gets roasted in lawsuit over preservatives.
Ooh,
that's a good one. The headline writer had a good afternoon on that one. Do you feel like you got the wrong impression about Costco chicken? Are sodium phosphate and carrageenan what makes it so delicious?
It's one preservative-laden rotisserie chicken, Michael. How much could it cost? $5? Like, what did we expect?
I've been eating those hot dogs since I was a kid. Like,
man.
I don't know. Yeah, I kind of know what you're signing up for, right?
I don't know what it takes for them to make the $1.50 hot dog, and I don't want to know.
Yeah. Costco says
there could be
additives.
a surgeon general warning on it. I'd still pick it up, Not that I'm a smoker, but like a pack of cigarettes. Whatever. You just read right past it, pick the chicken up, walk out.
Costco says its additives are there there to support moisture retention. It is a moist chicken. Texture and product consistency during cooking. That one sounds a little deep divey for me. They seem to know what they're doing with those chickens, though. The plaintiffs believe there are hundreds of thousands, if not millions, of affected people, though this hasn't reached class action status yet. The company says it has removed the no preservative references. How closely do you read the labels when you're looking for food?
They have labels? That's wild. They have labels on this stuff.
I'm trying to think, like, if I even look at, it's like, I feel like the only time I'm really looking at, if I'm being totally honest, is when I'm picking up some sort of smoothie or juice. And I'm like, how many sugars are in
You're
this?
Being
like,
intentional there, maybe.
Am I going to crash after I have this? I think that's like the only time, which is terrible to say, but yeah, that's about it.
There is also more Costco food news this week. A beignet recall due to mislabeled ingredients during Mardi Gras, which is a sin. They were labeled as caramel, but actually filled with chocolate hazelnut. That just sounds like a fun sin to me. They were sold in 21 states, according to Washington. How will we ever get rid of those beignets?
I mean, I'm happy to help. Send the recall my way.
I know it. I'll take them. I'll
100%.
take them.
Yep.
We're going to leave it there. Joe Veyera is an editor at Factal. Danny Ball runs marketing at Simply Seattle. Thanks, Danny.
Oh, thank you.
Good to see you, Joe.
Thanks so much. Go Hawks.
Go Hawks. Appreciate you listening to Seattle Now, and thank you to our generous donors for your support. Today's episode was produced by Vaughn Jones. It was edited by Andy Hurst. Our production team includes Caroline Chamberlain-Gomez, Brooklyn Jamerson Flowers, and Paige Browning. Greg Kramer does our theme music. Seattle Now and KUOW Public Radio are members of the NPR network. I'm Patricia Murphy. We'll be back tonight for Evening Headlines.